One of the goals of the first year of law school is to build a broad and strong foundation that will serve you well in your future studies and careers. The required course in constitutional law introduces you to the public law foundation for governance within the United States and its 50 states. The elective course in international law takes this one step further. It introduces you to the public law foundation for governance in a world of nearly 200 independent nation-states, ranging from the most populous, China, and the largest in landmass, Russia, to the smallest island nations like Nauru and Tuvalu. The international law course tackles many basic questions. What is the function of law in an international setting? What are the rights and duties of states? Who decides that? How? Who is responsible for maintaining public order? Where? With respect to whom? And under what limitations? How do we achieve goals that transcend the jurisdiction and capabilities of any given state, such as protection of the global environment or suppression of international terrorism? Who owns the sea, the air, outer space? How is international law enforced? How are disputes between states resolved? Where and when can they sue? When may force be used? Under what limitations? What are the powers and functions of the UN and other international and regional organizations? How does this system affect individuals and private companies and groups? How can they protect their interests in this system? What can lawyers do to help them? What is the effect of international law and treaties in the U.S. legal system or in foreign countries? Some of you may plan to take more specialized upper-class courses on international subjects, such as human rights, trade and investment, environmental protection, or law of the sea. If so, this first-year elective in international law should prepare you with an understanding of basic legal issues that arise in one way or another in every branch of international law and international practice. If you're not sure whether you plan to take any more specialized international courses, and if so, which, this course may give you enough exposure to many of the subjects to help you decide. If you decide not to take any more specialized international courses, you should be able to learn enough in this basic course to have some understanding of how the international system works. It is often difficult to predict exactly where the road may lead after graduation from law school. For my part, I certainly could not have predicted a career centered on practicing international law, teaching and writing about it, and judging cases under it. These days, there is virtually no area of legal practice that does not have some important cross-border elements to it. That is especially true in an international metropolis like Miami. You should seize the opportunity to learn something about international law while you can. At a minimum, it will expose you to a legal system that is influenced not only by the common law tradition, but by the civil law tradition and other legal traditions. Those of you who do elect to take this course will begin by considering the nature and sources of international law, including custom and treaties. We will then examine the requirements for statehood and the right of self-determination that evolved from the Declaration of Independence, as well as questions of nationality of individuals and other legal persons. The course will then turn to specific topics, including human rights, dispute settlement, use of force, scope of jurisdiction of states, and immunities from that jurisdiction. It will conclude with a look at international criminal law, the law of the sea, state responsibility and liability, and enforcement of international law. The style of the course will be a combination of classroom discussion and lecture. Reading assignments will be tailored to the needs of first-year students. Where possible, we will try to talk about some current events in light of the materials we are reading. Assuming all course requirements are satisfied, the grade will be based on a final examination as modified by classroom performance. Any modification of the grade would ordinarily be an increase of 1 step. I look forward to meeting you and to listening to you in class.